YouTube, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the show. Look, the XRP ETF launch, man, what a doozy. It didn't just launch, it came out freaking swinging. Way harder than anyone expected. Volume's already popping off. It's about to set a record for an ETF launch this year. Institutions all around us, they're sniffing at it. They want some. You can feel that shift happening in real time. You know what? You're going to want to stick around because these are the moments that we are entering that you don't sleep on. We're going to start right here, right on Canary's website, because they launched the very first spot XRP ETF that just shocked the market. XRP ETFs, they finally hit the market after almost a month of waiting. They're finally here. And if you remember, 2 years ago on this very day, November 13th, 2023, this is when the BlackRock fake ETF was filed. Who remembers that? Comment down below if you were around for that. That was absolutely insane over in Delaware. But Canary, who are they, right? They're not some mega-sized Wall Street titan, but it didn't matter because the demand was there. The demand is there for XRP. They came in with conviction. They knew what these big players wanted, and that was an XRP ETF. As we scroll down and we go through Canary's website, we can see how much XRP they are currently holding. Over 2,237,132 XRP. That's insane. And that number basically guaranteed to keep climbing because this ETF is going to keep growing. They have a week's head start before the next XRP spot ETF launches. So if people want access now before the price keeps creeping up, what are they going to do? They're going to come to Canary. And as demand increases, so does the pressure for them to buy more XRP to back the fund. Remember, they need physical holdings of XRP to back the fund. This is what early adoption looks like. It's not hype. It's not speculation. It's actual accumulation of these cryptocurrencies. And what's crazy about this is that this is just day one. Folks, if you're not a part of the newsletter, make sure you sign up for it. This is where all my information that I can't put out on YouTube, it drops. If you come to the live streams, you would know that we called this, and I'm going to show you a clip. And if your strategy call's not booked, shame on you. You're really missing out. As I told you before, the best investment is an investment in yourself. And here we go. Maybe I put out this tweet a little too early, making this video about 15 minutes before the market closes, and XRP looks like it's about to take Solana over. Not going to be by a lot. We're just going to barely get over it. We called it. We knew this was going to happen. And now everyone else around us is seeing it. When early institutional buyers show up like this, it tells you one thing. It tells you that the big money knows exactly what they're holding. This isn't a meme coin rally. This is strategic positioning ahead of the narrative shift. Let's go over to Canary's site and we can take a look at where we are. The market's closing in about 15 minutes. Let's do a little refresh, see where we're at. We're at 2,201,000. Let's see if that number changes. And then we can do a little calculation on this thing and we can see, hey, did we beat it or not, right? So it's up to 2,000 or 2,212,000. So if you take your volume, because remember, this is the amount of shares that were sold. So if we take the amount of shares that was sold, which is 212,479, and we times that by the average price, which we'll say is around $25, it will tell us the amount of inflow. So if 15 minutes left to trading, we need to be above 57 million. We're currently sitting at 55,311,000. So we might come up a little bit short, but still, what a launch for a day one, right? It's amazing to see it. But as all that is happening, what's going on in the market around us? $220 million worth of crypto longs have been wiped out. That's not bearish, everyone. That's volatility clearing the runway while interest in XRP is spiking. ETF hype, it brings attention. Attention brings traders. Traders, we all know, they bring chaos. And chaos is exactly how big moves start. Let that sink in. You're watching price action get reset. At the same exact moment, a new ETF is opening the door for fresh capital to enter. That's your recipe here. And I want to bring you over to this clip. It's kind of weird showing a clip of myself on screen, but here we are. That's what we do around here. Everyone's out there complaining and whining about price. Wednesday, I do a live stream. I go over all the latest and greatest to prepare my audience. Thousands of people come to the show. It's an hour. It's not long. I leave the recording up. In this clip from the Wednesday show, you can see I'm making this video on Thursday because all my videos are done in advance because they go out to the editing team. Streamed 20 hours ago. You can see right here at the bottom of your screen. I was asked in the video, what do I think is going to happen when the ETFs launch? I told you the exact scenario. I'm the only analyst I see out there who called this to the T. You can see on the screen my little squiggle lines. You're going to see the drawings. I said we will get a little excitement with a little green impulse, making it cause FOMO. And then after that, we would see the push to the downside. Listen, see what I'm thinking. I'm expecting one of these. I'm expecting a retest somewhere within this support region. Then I'm expecting another dip back down. And then I'm expecting, you heard that? I'm expecting a nice little green to the up and then a dip back down. And once that back down comes, a 30 to 60 day period, I expect a rip to the upside. Listen, the rip up to the upside. That's what I'm expecting on this thing. Could I be wrong? 100%. Could I be wrong? Yeah. Was I wrong? Of course not. I've been here 8 years. I understand how the markets work, everyone. I understand what they do. They put out good news and they crash the markets. Shitty news comes out and they pump the markets. Whatever they do or say, you do the opposite. I even went through the XRP ETF inflow chart and I told you, you got to give it about 30 days before you start to see price react here. I gave you the 30 and 60 day price breakdown. I put it all on a silver platter for you. But some of you just don't want to admit that Rip was right. Once again, and I have the video proof because everything I do is recorded. Everything I make, it's out there, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, it doesn't matter. It is all documented. I'm not here to try to lie and fluff numbers. I don't care what my record is. What I'm here to do is to educate you on crypto and to let you know what is going to happen in the market so you are prepared, so you can have the smoothest ride possible as we move forward. That's why I make these videos. And if you actually listen to the words coming out of my mouth, you would understand that. And you would start realizing, holy crap, this guy is actually right a lot more than he is wrong. And you want to know what the funny part about all of it is? I'm not out here selling you a class, a course. I do it all for free. All of it. And all you got to do is listen. Go take a walk. Go do some cardio. It's good for you. Go to the gym. Put me on. Listen to the videos. It's about 20 minutes a day, maybe 30 of me talking. You'll get 2 very powerful, informative videos that come out to you, and you're going to understand exactly where these markets are going. Then we get this coming in from Luxembourg because they just lit a fuse. With all the XRP chaos that is happening right now, well, Europe decided they were going to throw gasoline on the Bitcoin narrative. Luxembourg's finance minister straight up said he is confident that other countries will follow their lead and buy Bitcoin. That's not some anonymous rumor, everyone. This is a government leader who is signaling the start of a trend. Listen.
We do not just promise, but we deliver. Our sovereign wealth fund, investing 1% of its assets in Bitcoin, is not an announcement to seek attention. It's already done. And the fund's investment policy allows for an allocation in any crypto asset it has chosen to invest only in Bitcoin. Okay. Because, as Michael Saylor once said, there is no second best. And we're in it for the long haul. And let me be clear, Luxembourg hodls. We are still early.
Hodl, baby.
I'm sure that others will soon follow our lead. As Minister of Finance, I meet with companies and financial institutions from all over the world. Digital assets are a topic that is high on everyone's agenda. Also, to set the context, I would like to tell you a little bit about Luxembourg. Not to give you a sales pitch, but to give you the facts. To explain why my country cares so much about the future of global finance. We are the world's leading cross-border.
Look, when politicians start quoting Michael Saylor, you know it's getting real out there. Which brings us all to this. With all the volatility that's gone down, let's clear this up because people love grabbing the dumbest narratives I've ever heard. Crypto isn't crashing because a whale moved coins. Russia or China decided they were going to sneeze. Some random economist that no one's ever heard of hates Bitcoin. ETF inflows slow down for a minute. The US pretended to pause its crypto plans. None of it is real. This is just the normal shakeout that always happens around major launches, major narratives, and major inflows. Volatility equals opportunity. It always has, and it always will. And this right here will always be the case for as long as you are in the beginning, the starting stages of a new asset class, which gets us over to this. This is Canary Funds, the first to market for the ETF.
We'll talk more about the trading activity thus far in XRPC. Obviously, it's very early. We're recording this not long after the market opened, but what does the initial trading look like so far?
Yeah, so far in the first 15 minutes, we've seen about 20 million in volume, and we expect a lot more. One of the things that won't show up in volume is in kind, and we can talk a little bit more about that if you want. But now that in kind has opened up for crypto ETFs, you won't see that in volume, but you'll see it in end of day AUM.
We'll talk
there you
more
go. So
about
see the end of day. So the first, let's pause that. The first XRP ETF is officially live. You have 7 more coming this month. When we go back and we look at that framework that I put out on the ETFs and volumes, and I'll pull it up again, you can see we were expecting 45 million was the highest that we put out there. This has done over that. And your target price on 10 ETFs, even though we're going to have 11 that will be listed, no, it's going to be way more. We know of 11. Is $8 to $14, which lines up with the target I have been preaching on this channel for the past year and a half, 8 to 13. You see, this is not a coincidence, everyone. I don't have a crystal ball either. What the charts tell me, this is what XRP's price and the movements and the narratives and the money that is in crypto, that is what it tells me. Now, when do we get there? Is it in 60 days? Is it before 60 days? Could it be 90 days? Oh, look, all I know is that it is coming. I know XRP is worth more than $2, $2.30, and it's going to be more than its all-time high at some point. I wish I had a crystal ball when that would happen, but I don't. But according to my framework, my evaluation, my math behind it, if the rest of these ETFs go above this 45 million threshold, and the average through all of them, according to my calculations, is right around 45 million across 10 different ETFs coming in, we're looking at a double-digit XRP coming. Now, do what you want with that information. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I will be doing at that point. But the information is out there. I showed you the clip. I called this move like no other, baby. Now let's zoom out for a second and let's recap this. XRP spot ETF launchers. We made history. Amazing to see it. Institutions, they are clearing positioning early. 220 million in liquidations, clearing the runway. Government leaders now openly backing Bitcoin. Canary becomes the first mover with the 33 Act XRP ETF. Major institutions are now shifting towards stablecoins. I didn't get to show you that, but here you go. Cash App, that is on here. All of this is happening and going down at the exact same time XRP gets a new regulated investment channel. Call it a coincidence, call it manipulation, call it whatever you want. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, price is going to go up. This is the blueprint of the market that is gearing up for something major. You're early and you are watching it all unfold in real time. And these next few months, I'll tell you right now, they are going to be absolutely wild. I hope you're prepared. I hope you're locked in. These next 30 to 60 days, they can change your life. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you press that thumbs up, and I'll see all y'all